Okay, we are live. Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good day. This depends on where you are in the world and when you are watching this video. Welcome to Lyonsview Realty Financial Fridays. My name is Clara Lyons-DeVaughn, and I am the broker owner of Lyonsview Realty. We provide residential, commercial for small businesses and nonprofits, and property management services. And we have a real estate school, Lyonsview Academy, which provides real estate pre-licensing and continuing education, credit counseling for distressed homeowner solutions, and lifestyle health and wellness education. So I'm really, really happy that you joined us today. Lyonsview Realty launched Financial Fridays to help you stay current on those trends that impact your bottom line. Our goal is to provide you with the resources, information, and tips to assist you in making the best financial decisions. And our commitment is to maximize your wealth building power now and in the future. So I'm really, really glad that you tuned in today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to like and share this video. Hopefully, there is some information that is of value to you and those that you share it with. And if you have any questions, just put it in the comment section and we will definitely get to all of your questions soon. So today we are going to be talking about home inspections. If you are dabbling in the real estate market right now, you know it is extremely busy, and not just here in New Jersey, but all of my real estate partners across the United States have been telling me how busy it is in their states as well. It's a great market for sellers, definitely a seller's market. The interest rate is low if you're a buyer, so it's a great time to purchase property as well. And part of that process is the home inspection. So in this market, a lot of people are waiving their inspection to get the house. Some people are offering more money, but are competing in multiple bid situations. But that's a topic for another show. So I've got a ton of home inspection stories, but today I really just want to share some basic information and things that, as you journey down the road to property ownership, that you definitely need to take into consideration. So on your first look, that's actually part of your initial home inspection. You're looking for functionality and features, what your heart desires. So the first look, like any relationship, is visceral and visual. You see something, you like it, you get an emotional connection to it. And that's really your first inspection. It's done before you put in an offer, before you make a commitment. You have that I'm checking you out kind of thing, right? So you're checking out the property. You can kind of go on to some of our past videos, Lyonsview Realty Financial Fridays on YouTube or on Facebook, on our Facebook page for Lyonsview Realty, where we get into a little bit more detail about that part of the process. But in that first look, you're really looking for functionality. Does it meet your family's or your investment goals, right? Does it match your style? Right? Is it a ranch or is it colonial? Tall, short, the type of house that it is. Does it have the features that you want? Does it have hardwood floors or carpet? Does it have the kitchen and the open floor plan that you look for? Does it have a yard for your dog, or for your family to play, or for you to sit back? Does it have a deck? Does it have a basement? Is it in the neighborhood that you like? How far close is it from your school or from work or for family members that need to provide childcare? How far close is it to amenities like your gym? If you have doctor's appointments and you need to go to a hospital, your hospital or your place of worship, your church. And in this first look, you really want to take time to jot down questions, of obvious things that need future attention, or further inspection. So as you're walking through the house and you notice things, just take a note of those things. But the key point in that first look is that One, you will have time later once you get under contract to fully inspect the property. So that first look is not the time to, get into the details of the property. There will be time for that once you get under contract, but you are checking it out to make sure that it checks those boxes for those initial things that are important to you, those functional things, those feature items, those things that make your heart go pitter patter, that it meets all of those needs. Then you get to the second look. And the second look is kind of like, what is this for? You're walking through the house and you notice certain things. What's that red switch at the top of the basement stairs? What is that for? Or as you're going into the attic, that attic fan switch, what is that for? That contraption or that contraption. What's this hole in the floor? This is the time in that second look. If you have questions that you want to ask the homeowner, things about instructions on how to use things. If there are warranties for the appliances, are there instructions on how to use the sprinkler system? If it has solar, how does all of that work? All those little gadgets in the house. In that second look, you're kind of noticing those special items. Maybe it looks like there was an add-on to the house, so you want to ask for permits or certificates for the roof if it looks like the roof has been redone in the last couple of years. So you kind of just want to make a list on that second list of things that you might want to ask the homeowner or things that you may want to ask the inspector. But the key thing on the second look is to ask questions and to write down all the questions that you might have in that second look. The third look, and this is the one that's really important. So you're looking for things that are broken or in disrepair. You're looking for imperfections. So you've had the introduction to the house or to the property. You've kind of checked it out, looked, oh, okay, these are things that are added features. I kind of want to know what they're for and what they're about. Now you're saying, okay, well, there's some things that are broken. In that third look, you really want to look at everything. Start at the front door, look up at the ceiling, look at the walls, look at the floor, pull up the carpet, pull up the rugs, look underneath the rugs. You want to check out the property. You really want to check out the property, so now we're in real relationship now, right? With the house, with the property. So you really want to check it out. Are there any broken windows? Is there any broken glass? How do the basic things that you use every day or that you're going to use every day in this property, how do they work? You want to turn on every single faucet in that house, run the water. You want to flush the toilet. You want to run the air conditioner system or the heating system. And when you're doing this, be mindful of the weather because temperature affects these systems and certain things you can't test under certain or above certain temperatures. So have your inspector check that out for you if you're not knowledgeable in that area. Run the dishwasher, have your home inspector check it. The garage door, if there's one, check to make sure that it's going up and down properly, that if the safety attachment, if you put your foot under it, goes back up automatically. Check that. Electrical sockets, have your home inspector check every single socket in that house to see that one, it's working, and two, are the GFIs up to code. So the key point is that you have a limited time to assess a home that you're going to be living in for a while. You're going to be in that property for a while, and you only have so much time, usually in contracts, 10 to 17 days, to inspect the property. So you really want to take the time to check it out. Don't overlook the small things. Look in every crevice and corner and check it out in the time that you have in the property. The fourth look is, does it work, right? And that's where your home inspector is so, so important. They're trained to check most things, but there might be some things that require a specialist. So you've already provided your home inspector with certain questions that you had that you said, oh, I noticed this or I noticed that. Can you make sure you check this for me? to make sure that it's working properly. So you can get that question, your questions answered. Or you may want to know how something works. So you would have your agent ask the homeowner those questions on your behalf. So that home inspector, their responsibility is to get your questions answered and to check out that home before, during, and after the inspection. So what happens with the homeowner, the home inspector before the inspection? The number one thing is scheduling. Once you get under contract, you want to schedule your inspections. You can always cancel it, but you want to schedule it because it's hard to get on their calendar, especially when it's a busy season like we're in currently. You want to try to get all of your inspections on the same day. You want to interview your inspector to make sure that they're going to check out all the areas that you want checked out. So if you want to make sure that they do the roof, you want to make sure that they cover electrical and plumbing, um, and those things. And if they don't, you may need to have a specialist come in to inspect certain items. So let's say the property has a septic system or a well system. Those are specialized areas, and you need someone in that area to check it out. And if it's a well, you actually have to have the well water tested prior to change of ownership. So that's a specialized inspection that you have to have them come back. Lead-based paint. If the property was built prior to 1978, you need to have a specialized person, usually someone who's EPA, Environmental Protection Agency certified, to come and check that out for you. If there might be asbestos in the property, you want an asbestos specialist to come and give you an inspection on the property. If you think there are foundation issues, you would want to have an engineer come out and help you assess what needs to happen with that foundation. Uh, Roofers, if there's mold in the property, your home inspector might be able to tell you that there appears to be mold, but you need a mold specialist to come out and test it to tell you what kind of mold it is and what's the best way to remediate that particular issue. Pests, termites, bugs, roaches, carpenter ants, carpenter bees, anything that eats away at your wood in the house, that's a specialized inspection, and that there's a specialized type of inspector that comes out and checks for those things. Your HVAC system, while your home inspector can make sure that it's working, tell you what the maintenance schedule is on it, sometimes an HVAC person can pull that puppy apart and tell you things that maybe your home inspector can't. If you have a sewage issue, you may want to have a plumber come out and do snake or run a camera down the system to check to see that everything is okay. So there are specialists, and your particular property will determine what you need. And the home inspector too will tell you, okay, this is an issue beyond my capacity. You need to bring this type of inspector in or have further inspection in this area. And that would be the time you bring someone out. So if you know in advance, try to get them all to come out on the same day, if at all possible. But if not, make sure that it's within the time frame that you have within your contract to do your inspection. Now, during the your inspector is really going to be checking to make sure that everything is working properly, that it's not broken. Does it work? What does it do? And some things you may have to ask the homeowner. As I said before, ask for warranties and permits where they exist. And then, he's checking, or she is checking, for what is broken or in disrepair, or if there are any imperfections. One of the things that we see a lot are in window panes, there's like this smoky thing. It's a double pane window. That means that the seal has popped or is broken, and air is getting in there, and that's what causes the condensation between in the window, and it's, for some people that's a big deal. Some people it's not, but those are things that happen. So you want to walk through during the inspection. If at all possible, it's good that you can be there. And you want to tell them, okay, I have concerns in this area. Make sure you check these out. Safety concerns, hazard concerns, broken concerns, code violation concerns. All these things are things that your inspector should be checking for during the inspection. And if you can, walk along with them. Check with your inspector to see if they want you to ask questions during the inspection or if they want to wait till they're done. Some inspectors get distracted if you're asking too many questions, and then they might miss something that, if they're working in a particular area. So ask them what their preference is, but definitely after they've done a thorough inspection of the property, they'll give you the highlights of the problem areas, show you what's going on, and give you an opportunity to ask, any questions that you might have so you can see firsthand where the problems are, right? And then after the inspection is completed, you want to ask the inspector or the homeowner through the agent any questions based on what came out of the inspection. So that will be in your inspection report. Depending on the inspector, you'll get that, or how busy it is, you'll get that inspection report back in like 48 days to max a week. That's usually enough time for them to download all of the pictures, get the report written up, and get it back to you. Some inspectors include cost estimates, most do not. So based on the information that you get from the home inspection report, you want to get an estimate on what it's going to cost to fix those items. Why do you want to do that? Well, you want to do it because when you're going back to the seller, you want to say, okay, this is the value of the things that need to be repaired. Maybe you can negotiate taking that off of the price, or you may want the homeowner to fix certain items. So you need to know how much those items cost, and you need to know what it would take to get those things repaired or refit or fixed. Just to note, all of these things need to be done in the time frame of the contract. I'll say that again. All these things need to be done in the time frame of the contract. So if you have 10 days to do your inspections, the initial inspection, the special inspections, say for the termite, radon, lead-based paint, all of those things need to be done in that time frame. Having someone to come out and give you an estimate, all has to be done in the time frame of the contract. So that's very, very important. Also, it's important to note is to put all of your requests for repairs in writing. Yes, put it in writing. Give that to your real estate agent, and then they will share that information with the seller's agent. You may get some, you may get none, or you may get all of the things that you request addressed. But those things that do get addressed, that you both agree that will get done prior to settlement, be clear about who you want to do the work. So if it's okay for the owner to do, to correct the issue, you need to say that. If you want it to be a licensed person to correct the issue, you need to say that. If you have skill and expertise and you want to do it, and maybe you just want a credit for the cost of it, so you can use that money towards the work that you're going to do. Especially if the property is like as is property or REO, you need to know how much those repairs cost. You might want to negotiate that in price if they're big ticket items. So you as the buyer can do some of the repairs, and so you can get back that value as a credit at closing or settlement. You can get it back as a payment in escrow to a vendor. So let's say a vendor has to come out and they agree to accept payment at closing. You can get it back that way. But whatever the agreements are, get those final agreements in writing, preferably make an addendum to the contract and have both parties sign the final things that are agreed to. And you'll use these final agreements during your walkthrough. You want to just make sure that those things were done. Recommend, if there are a lot of things on your list, to do that walkthrough at least a week before settlement. Does a couple of things. One is something is not quite done to standards. It gives you at least a week to get them done. And two, if there's some things that are going to affect your settlement, you need that 3 to 5 days to let the lender know, oh, now there's another credit that needs to be added in, because they have to do the paperwork associated with those financial changes. So you need to allow time to do that. So if there's a lot, don't wait till the day before or the day of settlement to check it out. At least do that walkthrough a week before if you have a lot of repairs that you both agreed are going to be fixed prior to settlement. So the key point: Be sure to get your agreements in writing so there's no confusion about what is being done and who is doing what. But the home inspection is really an opportunity for you to check that thing out, right? You know you like it. You know it looks good. Now you want to make sure everything works, everything is in good working condition, that nothing is broken, and be able to negotiate changes with the property owner prior to settlement. And those changes can either be financial money changes or they can be actually getting the repairs done. So that's it about home inspection. So if you have any comments or questions, you can put those in the comments section, or you can go back and watch the other videos on YouTube about the overall process. But those are kind of some key things that you should consider to take into consideration. So I just want to thank you for watching today. We're really here as a resource to you at Lyonsview Realty. And whether you're watching us live or you're watching the replay, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. You can post your questions, your thoughts, or if you have a suggestion for a topic that you would like for us to do, you can post that in the comments section as well. If you want to reach out to the team here at Lyonsview Realty, you can reach us at 856-209-0905. And we would love to assist you with your next real estate transaction. Or if you have a current real estate issue and you just have a question and you would like a free consultation, we can do that as well. Again, that's 856-209-0905, or drop an email to info@lyonsviewrealty.com. So I want to thank you again for watching today. Financial Fridays is here to provide you with the resources, the information, and tips and trends that impact your bottom line. So I hope you receive something of value today. As always, sending love, light, and prayers out to those who have lost loved ones, to anyone who has someone in the hospital for any reason, or if you're just experiencing the impacts of physical distancing, to the essential employees who are going to work, providing those much needed services, our healthcare providers, our transportation, food, police, fire protection, and especially our leadership. I encourage everyone to take care of yourself, take care of your family, and definitely stay safe. My name is Clara Lyons-DeVaughn. Financial Fridays, we stream on Fridays on Facebook and YouTube at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time live. But you can watch the replay anytime, so you can join us again next Friday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Until then, keep living your best life.